Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. But I guess it's really The Adventure of Bub, because that's the name of our hero. Our rat hero. Once again, a departed pet from Mighty Mouse House Minions. So, it's my way of honoring Mr. Bub by letting him be the hero of Hyrule this time. And as the hero of Hyrule, he is tasked with finding the Triforce of Courage in order to break a sleeping spell cast on Princess Zelda. So, in order to break that spell, he first needs to put crystals in 6 different statues in palaces. And this will break the seal of the final palace, the Great Palace, where the Triforce of Courage is said to reside. So here we got the tough swamp enemy. We just have Octoroks, and then we have these birds, Mobies, that pop down. You gotta watch them because if they hit you, they will steal some of your experience. So, the weak enemy just has Octoroks, so no Mobies. There is one little difference though, another difference. There are 5 Octoroks in each battle zone. So, in the easy one, to the right, we have 2 stationaries. To the left, we have 2 stationaries and 1 mobile one in the weak. For the strong, it's reversed. We have 2 stationary on the left, 2 stationary on the right, and the mobile is on the right. So here's Palace 2, and in Palace 2, if we hit that statue, it could drop a red jar. It'll drop a red jar. After this, statues 3, 4, and 6. If you hit the statue, it can either become a red iron knuckle, or it could drop a red jar. This one is a guaranteed red jar drop, but I didn't get it because my magic was already full. I figured, hey, if I take some damage, use a lot of magic here, I can just retreat out to the entrance and refill my magic. So, yeah, those bubbles, we can actually defeat them. You don't need the down stab to defeat them, but they take a lot of hits, so the down stab makes it easier to hit them. You basically just have to jump on them and the down stab takes care of it. Ooh, we got a pea bag, that'll be nice to pick up. But this dungeon is kind of long, but it's not really all that complicated. We want to start off by heading down the elevator and go to the basement 1 here and then the lowest basement and head off both offshoots, and we're going to pick up keys, and then we're going to return back to the first floor, and we can then head to the left to go deeper into the dungeon. So I took a little bit of damage there, so depending on if I take more damage, I may use life spell, heal myself up, and then go back to the entrance, since we're going to be near the entrance anyway when we start, and then I can fill my magic up along with my life, but that depends on how much damage I take. So you have these hammer throwing guys again. They're like Hammer Brothers in Super Mario Brothers, which is also made by Nintendo, but instead of turtles, they look like red little devils. So, got to fill up my life there, got some keys. So yeah, I kept that pot there intentionally so that if I want, I can go back and I can refill my magic. That's a thing you can always do if you, and I'll probably take advantage of that throughout the game, where you can kind of do a little bit of the palace and then exit the palace and heal up, because like I said, there's a 50-50 chance in palaces 3, 4, and 6 that a red jar. So you just enter the palace, hit the statue. If it's not a red jar, then just leave the palace and head back in and try again. And you can fill your magic up, use your magic to fill up your life, and then go further deeper into the palace. So you don't necessarily have to do the palace all in one go. But I know there's another red jar coming up here, so I figured I'll save some time, won't necessarily leave the palace yet. So here's a tricky room. These bots, like I said, they're very interesting. They're you never know how they're going to jump, so it's usually best to just kind of hang out, let them jump in the marinara sauce. We also have these little look like the tops of pillars, dropping like jelly beans from the ceiling. The red ones are just jelly beans. The blue ones, when they hit the ground, will turn into a blue bot. See? So, if you want, you can farm the blue bots for magic jars. Remember, every 6 small enemy, which includes the blue bots, has a 7/8 chance of dropping a blue jar. And a 1/8 chance of dropping a 50-point P-bag. But I knew that little jar was there, so I healed my life up and just ignored the... and just healed myself up and knew that I'd heal my magic, so... Gotta watch for the bubbles. Now we're gonna head down here, and now we're gonna head off to the left. We'll beat this snake here real quick. In the Japanese version, that's another change. These snakes are actually not snakes, they're blue Octoroks. I don't know why they changed it in this version, but they did for some reason. So, but okay, now here's a pretty interesting room that we're gonna find a lot of in the future. We got these blocks that fall down, and oh, we get some points there. But this is another way the game's kind of teaching you about what your new item is going to do. So we're going to head over here. You want to try to take out these bots, because there's a sprite limit on the thing. And if you let too many bots fall on the screen, it could potentially despawn these Iron Knuckles. And you want to fight the Iron Knuckles because they're pretty easy if you just jump and stab them on their way down. You hit them in their visor, and that takes care of them. So they're an easy 100 experience. If you let too many bots spawn, then their Iron Knuckles will despawn, and you'll miss out on that juicy 100 experience points. There's a pot up there, that's why I use my thing. But yeah, some of these blocks will start falling, and if the blocks fall too fast, and you get blocked off, you can't jump, well, that new item that we just got, the Handy Glove, it allows us to break blocks. And we'll see that coming up here. If we tried to go south, or down this elevator, and if we start heading over to the right a little bit further, we'll notice that we'll end up running into a wall of blocks. So the game's like, oh, you didn't get the Handy Glove? Well, turn around and force you to explore. But, so once again, the game is throwing an obstacle in front of you that teaches you how to use the tool that you just picked up. These are annoying rooms because we got these like statues that shoot like bubbles. Yeah, they hurt. I don't know how to get past them. Luckily, they don't take off too much damage. There is a way you can get past them without taking damage because there's some insane people on Twitch who, yeah, Spartacus, that's my dog. He's growling because my one rat, Arthur, just jumped on my lap. And Spartacus is jealous. He's a jealous dog. He doesn't want me showing attention to my rats. But anyway, getting back, yeah, there's people on like Twitch who do, if you thought the Extreme Challenge in Zelda 1 that I talked about, in my Let's Play of that game, is crazy, there's people who try to do damageless runs of Zelda 2. So yeah, that's kind of nuts. So I don't see how that would happen, but it's possible, so I guess if you're good enough. So, but these guys we can just kind of slide over and just cut right through them. Yeah, those wolves can be deceptively tricky to hit when you don't have your sword to beam to attack them. So, pick up another key. I'm gonna head down here. Boink! Jump on that bot. Boink. Bubbles respawn, so they're a constant source of 50 experience points, but we don't need it. A little too time intensive to take care of them. Gotta be careful here, because now we use our down stab, we can break these blocks with a Handy Glove, so. Boink! So. Let's head on over here. Another P-bag. We want to get that. It would be nice if we get that next level, get that 3000 before we get the crystal, and then we can get more expensive upgrades. Boink. Alright. Took care of him. Another Stalfos here. They have a down stab too, so. Yep. Surprisingly, the down stab doesn't work on them. I guess they have a really hard head. So. We'll come back and grab that. Let's see if we lose any more life on this guy. Nope, we're good. So, looks like we'll get our next level, our level 6 attack on our boss coming up here. And then we'll just have to get a smaller level up with the crystal, so. Alright, we want to use our shield spell whenever we fight a boss. And this is the boss's helmet head. He has 2 helmets. We have to knock the 2 helmets off, and then that exposes his head. He's like a zombie or something. He's really white, he's really pale. So, but yeah, then once his head's exposed, we just jump up, stab him in the head, and you can kind of ignore the 2 helmets that float around. And he kind of reminds me of another boss we'll see in the future. We will see whatchamacallit, a guy named Blind the Thief. So I'm going to take a few levels here, actually. I'm just kind of calculating, like, what I can take. I'll take, I want to take a few levels, so that I can get that 3,000 at the, thing. Because otherwise, if I would have just taken that, attack, I would only got 400 experience from the crystal. So this way I can get, a magic and a life level and still get the attack level, rather than if I would have just took the attack level, I would have ended up with 6, 3 magic, and then it would only go up to 400 for the life, and then I would have got life 4. So I'm going to end my levels at 6, 4, 4 rather than 6, 3, 4. So yeah, you got to sometimes look at your experience and kind of calculate what's the best way to go. So I'm going to get that attack level now. Attack 6 is really good for going into Palace 3. So, and the palace turns to stone because we got both the item and the crystal. So we can lure enemies out and then touch them on the road where we won't get a random encounter. And now, let's head toward Palace 3. We kind of know where we won't have enough time to do all of Palace 3, but we can at least head to the entrance of Palace 3. And we know the entrance, based on the clue that Error gave us in Ruto Town, is a tunnel south of the King's Tomb. So we saw where King's Tomb was in the last episode. We took some damage there, so let's use our life spell, heal up, and then refill ourselves here with this red jar. We'll get into the planes, because remember, the planes have a lower encounter rate, or they lower that tick on the encounter clock slower than swamps do. Hop on the road. Boink. And let's head down here. And we can reset the encounter clock by just heading into like a town or like a little battle zone there. So I enter the King's Tomb, reset the encounter clock, and then heads directly south, and I end up in this area here. Jump, not high enough to get us up that ledge, so we got to use our fairy spell, and we can fly over that little ledge. The fairy spell only lasts for the screen that you're in, so Link will transform back into his normal self, or Bub in this case. Now, while you're in a fairy, you can take damage, of course, but you can't attack, so you just gotta kind of avoid your enemies when you're in the fairy spell. But here is Palace number 3. Let's see if we can get this fairy. Heal ourselves up. And let's see if we can get that red jar. Remember, 3, 4, and 6. If we hit this thing, 50-50 chance of either a red jar or that statue comes to life as a red iron knuckle. So you can potentially farm experience points there. You know, hit him every time you defeat him. It'll be 100 experience. Here we have a new guy. Even though he has a helmet, we can luckily down thrust him. Can't down thrust these Stalfoses because they have helmets now. So, a little tougher than the ones we fought in Palace 2, but they give more experience. So yeah, that hammer guy, I forget what his name is, but yeah, he throws hammers. You can't block the hammer with your shield. We need a stronger shield to do that. We won't get a stronger shield, but we will get a spell that will increase our shield strength. So, got blocks there. We can use our handy glove to break them if they fall down and now the basic game is forcing you to have the down stab at this point because I'm going to start burying things in the ground, so... Yeah, if you come here and you don't have the down stab, you're like, how am I supposed to get that key? And it's basically going to tell you, well, you got to go back and try to find something. You missed something. So... Now, it's really hard to do, but you can get up onto a three-block ledge, but I'm just going to reset, and it's easier to just jump on the 2 blocks. So... Let's let these guys move out of the way. Look, they kind of behave like bots in a sense. You never really know how they're going to go. Come on, move out of the way. Woohoo! And head this way. We got another Iron Knuckle to deal with. Let's get that juicy 100 experience points. And there's going to be a tricky jump over here. Ooh, not this one. Let's, ooh. Gotta sneak over to the ledge a little bit here. Link has some quick momentum, stab, and then make a jump. Now we kind of got a tricky jump over here, but we can make the jump. And if we miss the jump, well, you can also make it up 3 tiles, but... Ooh, no point back. It's a good thing we missed that jump. I'm just trying to think here. Let's see, what do we do? Yeah, we can take this. So, let's see if we can make it up here. Boink! Woohoo! Yeah, it's tougher than it looks, so... Yeah, sometimes you'll be trying to do it, and you'll never get it, and you just have to be persistent. Head over this way, get the key, and now we can drop down that hole we were just in. And proceed further into the dungeon. Now, the statues aren't the only thing that can have red pots in them. You see those little, there's like a lion head to the left, and there's a dragon head on the right there? The one on the left, the lion head, that could potentially also hold a red jar, but it's another one of those 50-50s where it could be a red jar or it could be a red iron knuckle. So speaking of red iron knuckles, we've got another one here, but he's not the most dangerous thing. What's the most dangerous things is those bots, because if you're jumping from place to place, they can jump and hit you and push in the marinara sauce. When you jump, you don't want to swing your sword when you're jumping, because when you land, it could have a little back thrust on you, or push back. Especially with those blocks, you jump and you hit the block, it will push you back into the marinara sauce. So, and then you take a dive, and you don't want to do that, because then you lose a life. Bub is not spaghetti. So there we have the toughest iron knuckle, the blue iron knuckle. And we get the raft. What are we going to use the raft for? See you next episode. Bye!